Welcome to Traditional Chinese Medicine Acupuncture Theory. My name is Christina Kapothanasis. I am a licensed acupuncturist here in Hawaii, and I am a diplomat of Oriental Medicine under the National Commission of Certification for Acupuncture and Oriental Medicine. I am the Executive Director of the Hawaii Oriental Medicine and Acupuncture Association. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the theory behind acupuncture. How does acupuncture work in terms of traditional Chinese medicine theory and Western medical theory? We're going to talk a little bit about the terminology we use to discuss acupuncture, some of the treatment methods that fall under the umbrella of acupuncture, and we're going to share an acupuncture diagnosis and that demonstration with you this evening. First, we'll talk a little bit about the terminology we use to discuss acupuncture. The first word you need to know is qi. It's spelled Q-I. Qi means the energy that flows through your body. Just like the blood flows through your veins and arteries, qi, or energy, flows through something called meridians. These are the channels of energy that run everywhere in the body from head to toe, inside and out. They are similar to the concept of the cardiovascular or nervous system in that they are reaching all over the body, and just like the cardiovascular system, they create a circuit. So as the arteries leave the heart and go to the extremities, and the veins take the blood back to the heart, the meridians carry the energy in a continuous circuit. The meridians run end on end, connecting to each other to create a circuit for the energy flow. Now there are 14 main meridians, and 12 of those main meridians are named after the different organs. We have them for the lung, the large intestine, the heart, the small intestine, the stomach, spleen, liver, gallbladder, kidneys, and bladder. We also have two organs that aren't considered organs in Western medicine. One is the pericardium, and the pericardium is the muscle around the heart. The other is called san jiao in Chinese, or the triple burner, translated into English. This organ is invisible, and it is responsible for producing energy in the body and controlling water metabolism. Even though we can't see it, it covers all the way from the upper chest down to the lower abdomen, and it divides into 3 parts. This is a very special organ, and they even have a meridian to represent this organ. The 2 meridians that are not named after organs are the renmai, or the conception vessel that runs down the center of the front of the body, and the dumai, or the governing vessel, which runs down the center of the back of the body. And altogether, these create the 14 main meridians. Now, there are more than 14 main meridians, and there are lots of, you can think of them as tributaries or branches off these meridians. The tributaries or branches serve to help connect the meridians to each other, to connect the meridians to the surface of the body, to the skin, to the muscles and the bones, and also to the organs. So it actually turns out like a complex web, just like the nervous system or the cardiovascular system. Now, the way that we use the meridians in acupuncture, we use these main meridians that run near the surface of the body. And along these meridians are several acupuncture points. These acupuncture points have been discovered over the years, hundreds and hundreds of years of evolution of this ancient form of medicine. And there are 365 points on the body. And that is on one side of the body, because the point here on this hand is a mirror image on the other hand, the same point. So there's 365 points from the middle line over. So there are quite a few points to choose from on the body for diagnosis and treatment of illness. If we look at a picture of the body and the meridians that cover the body, as you see here, you can see that the meridians cover head to toe, front to back, on the sides, inside the arms and legs, and out. And all the little dots that you see on the screen are the names of the different acupuncture points. Now, if we take one point and one meridian and separate it out, we can see that on the left side of the screen, this is the lung meridian. The lung meridian starts here at the shoulder, and it runs down the inside of the arm all the way to the thumb. At the hand, at the base of the thumb, there is a little branch that comes and runs to the index finger. And this is how it connects to the next meridian on the circuit, which is large intestine. The large intestine meridian runs up the outside of the arm, through the shoulder, up the side of the neck, across the face, and stops at the other side of the nose. Now this has a branch that connects to under the eye. And if you look at the right side of the screen, you'll see that this is where the stomach meridian starts. The stomach meridian will flow all the way from the head, starting under the eye, down the cheek and the neck, running down the chest and abdomen, the thigh and calf, all the way to the toe, where it's going to connect to the next meridian, which is the spleen. We can look at the chi running through the meridians, and we can decide the points according to the different organs or the different functions of the organs. So what we're going to do now is take a little look at the theory behind traditional Chinese medicine. We talk about the chi flow. And if the chi flow is flowing properly, it is not too fast or too slow, too much, too weak, or obstructed in any way, then the body is in perfect health. They're symptom-free and the patient feels great. We run into problems when this chi is disrupted in several different ways. And if the chi is disrupted, in Chinese traditional medicine, this is the root of all disease. This is how all disease starts, whether we're talking about a common cold all the way to cancer. It all starts from this disruption of chi in the body. If the chi is not strong enough, it cannot help push the blood. The heart is responsible for beating and pushing the blood, but in Chinese medicine we say that the chi, or the energy, helps the heart to beat and helps the blood to be pushed through our system. If the chi is not strong enough, it also cannot help our organs function at their optimal functioning capacity. When the organs are weak and they're not doing their jobs, we can see a variety of different symptoms arise. Qi is also responsible for warming the body and warming the different organs. If a person with qi deficiency comes in, they might present with the symptoms of always being cold, their feet are cold, or they're sensitive to air conditioning. Qi deficiency that lasts too long can result in yang deficiency, and that will represent these cold symptoms. Qi is also responsible for protecting us against environmental factors that we come into. In Western medicine, they may call these virus and bacteria, and in Chinese medicine, we can call this things like wind, or dampness, heat, or cold. If we talk about a common cold, if you're outside and caught in the rain, we say that you may have caught cold and wind in the exterior of the body. So the qi helps us create a strong defense for the environment that we run into. If the qi is obstructed, then there will be pain in the body. We say if the qi is not flowing smoothly, then pain will present. It can present in any area of the body, in joints, in the chest, in the lower back, menstrual cramps, etc. And the way that we would help alleviate the pain is to unclog or unblock the meridians that have this obstructed qi. So how can we get out of balance? Those are simple factors in your everyday life. For example, if you pay attention to your diet or if you don't. As everybody knows, diet is a very big factor when it comes to influencing our health. Also, how much we exercise or how much we don't exercise. Exercise is one of the greatest tools we have to move the qi in our body. For example, in China, in the morning, if you go to the park at 7, even 6 a.m., 6, 7, 8 a.m., there are all kinds of people there doing Tai Chi Chuan, which is a kind of slow exercise movements focusing on moving the qi around in the body. You can see people practicing dancing or Qigong, a kind of exercise that helps build up the qi. And this is an excellent way of helping us move our qi other than acupuncture alone. Other factors include environmental factors like the weather or different pathogens that we come in contact with, and the stress load at your work or in your family life. Family and social life can also be big contributors to your quality of qi and the qi flow through your body. When we are under a lot of stress, we say that the qi stagnates in the liver, and that can cause a myriad of problems. Stress is a huge causative factor in disease. And lastly, we say in Chinese medicine, just as they do in modern Western medicine, that the genes that are passed down from your parents, your constitution as we call it, is another factor that will influence how healthy or unhealthy you are in this lifetime. So what happens is the qi flow maybe starts to diminish or be obstructed in different parts of the body or in different organs and systems. At the beginning, you may see a few symptoms, but you may not recognize them as symptoms, or you may brush them off as just feeling slightly uncomfortable. And then the symptoms increase in severity or in number, and maybe it gets bad enough that you want to go see the doctor. And this maybe was when you can say that you've gone from being asymptomatic to having an illness. In Western medicine, the way they explain how acupuncture works is that a needle is inserted somewhere in the body, and through a complex nerve signal transmission, this signal comes to the brain. And our brain processes this signal and sends out through more nerve signals or complex chemical reactions a message to the body to change and make a change to alleviate or relieve some symptom or condition in the body. Now, the exact mechanism or process of how this works is still not understood, but some researchers have pinpointed a few chemical reactions or a few changes that happen in the body due to acupuncture. The first is when needles are inserted into the body releases a natural painkiller called endorphin. And this is one way that acupuncture, the pain management aspect of acupuncture, is explained. They have also done research to show that acupuncture can bring the hormones back into balance naturally. Other studies show that acupuncture can help increase the digestive function and stimulate the function of the liver. So how do we stimulate these points to bring about good changes in the body and relieve the symptoms? The umbrella of acupuncture actually includes several types of treatment methods. And the most common type of treatment method is acupuncture with stainless steel needles that are inserted into the acupuncture points. But we can also stimulate the points in several other types. Acupuncture needles that are fine stainless steel needles being the first, and Tui Na, which in Chinese means push and pull. It's a kind of massage. Some people call it acupressure. It's used, in this picture you can see, on a baby because the baby's qi reacts very well to Tui Na massage. Their qi is so sensitive that Tui Na massage is enough to alleviate some of their symptoms or conditions without inserting acupuncture needles. Babies don't tolerate needles very well. So acupuncture and acupressure are two methods of stimulating the points. We can also see here cupping. Cupping is done sometimes with glass globes and sometimes with plastic cups. The glass globes they use fire to swirl around in the cup for a couple seconds and then place it on the body. This helps suck out the oxygen and create the actual suction mechanism of the cup. And the plastic cups use a gun to suck the air out. It feels like you're pinching a big piece of skin. It doesn't hurt. Next, we can see Moxibustion. And Moxibustion is a stick of herbs that burns like incense. This herb is made up of an herb called alleviate, and this herb was chosen for its properties. This herb can also be taken in a formula and you drink the decoction. The properties of this herb are warming and promote circulation of the blood and the qi. So since we say that pain in the body is usually caused by obstruction of qi, this treatment mechanism of using this incense stick, we light it on fire and then it's warm and it burns slowly and evenly. It can help stimulate the energy to start flowing again and warm up the meridian or the acupuncture point or points that we're working on. We can also add a little bit of electric stimulation to the heads of the needles. Now the frequency used in this stimulation is very, very low and it is not painful. It feels like a little jumping or twitching sensation, and we can adjust the strength of the electricity to each patient's requirements. We will also put something called ear seeds on a person's ear. Auricular acupuncture or ear acupuncture is similar to reflexology. We put these stickers at different places that correspond to different places on the body, and they stay on the ear for about 3 to 4 days, constantly stimulating and helping that area of the body to heal. Now if you look at this picture, and I have a little model of an ear here, the bottom of the ear is representing your head. So they have your eyes, your ears, your tongue, different parts of your head on the bottom of on the lobe of the ear. As you move up onto the inside of the ear, this is where all of your internal organs are located. And at the top of the ear is, all the way up to the top is your feet. So it's sort of like a person turned upside down, where the head is at the bottom and the feet are at the top. And these points are used frequently in Chinese medicine to help stimulate the points, especially between treatments. Today we are going to do a little demonstration for you, and I have asked a guest to join us to be our model. This is my partner, Nathan Kai Hongzhen. He is a fellow acupuncturist. He's a licensed acupuncturist here in Hawaii, and he is also a diplomat of Oriental Medicine with the National Certification Commission on Acupuncture and Oriental Medicine. He is also a director on our board of members at the Hawaii Oriental Medicine and Acupuncture Association. Thank you for being our model today.
My pleasure. Aloha, everyone.
So today we're going to help Nathan with his supposed shoulder pain. When we talk about shoulder pain, we will first do a diagnosis and decide what kind of shoulder pain he has. Because in previous sessions we've talked about the differential diagnosis that we use in Chinese medicine. Shoulder pain is the first level of diagnosis, and then we have to see what kind of shoulder pain he has. So today we're going to say that Nathan has a red tongue with yellow coating, and he has aversion to heat. He has loose yellow stools, and when I touch the joint, it is quite warm. We're going to say that he has a hot kind of shoulder pain versus a cold kind of shoulder pain or a damp or deficient kind of shoulder pain. What we're going to do today is we're going to start with a couple needles. And as I go along, I'm going to explain how I'm choosing the points. Now, first of all, I'd like to just mention that acupuncture, you should feel a little sensation when you are needling the patient. If you press on the top of your forearm and you squeeze down in here, you'll feel a sore or expanding kind of feeling. You can feel on your shoulder, on your forearm now, if you just press right in here, you should feel this kind of sore feeling. Now, this is what we expect to see when we do the needles. We do the Chinese style of acupuncture, so we go a little bit deeper than the Japanese style. I first disinfect the points, and our needles are stainless steel and disposable. We only use them once, and then we throw them away. First of all, I'm going to pick 2 points in the area of the shoulder pain here. These points are chosen locally. There, he says that he feels the soreness already. That's good. That means that his chi is good. Some people don't feel the soreness at all, and we have to give lots of stimulation. That means that they have quite deficient chi. Okay, he feels that too. So these 2 points are chosen at the point of the pain, at the point of the uncomfortable or condition. If Nathan had a cough, we might choose points here in the chest, in the front, or the back. If he had abdominal discomfort, we might choose points here locally where the intestines and stomach are located. But for today's purposes, he has shoulder pain, and we are focusing here. Another way that we pick points is by the meridians. So we're going to pick points that flow through the shoulder. This point here, called Qu Chi, is along the large intestine meridian. And this meridian will run right up through the shoulder and through the neck. This is helping to unclog the obstruction in the shoulder and relieve the pain. This also has the function of clearing heat and dampness from the body. And we say that most shoulder pain, in addition to heat, has a mixture of dampness and wind in the body. So this point will help take care of the dampness and the heat. Now, another way that we pick points is by the function. This one is going to help circulate the blood. And when we have any kind of pain, we say that there is some kind of stagnation in the body. So this point is excellent for increasing the circulation in not only the chi, but also the blood. In addition to those functions, it clears the heat and is going to boost his chi, give him a little more energy. So all of these, this will be like boosting the immune system a little bit. This one is also going to go help unclog because this meridian runs right through the shoulder. We leave the needles usually for about 20 minutes. Now, I'm not going to put this needle in his leg today, but the last way that we pick points is called experiential points. And in his calf, there is a point that has been found over the centuries and centuries that traditional Chinese medicine practitioners have been working and finding new points. So this point in the calf is found to be extremely good for shoulder pain. And even though it is way down there in the leg, it has extremely beneficial effects for the shoulders. So we will pick points all over the body, not necessarily just at the point of pain, and that will give more beneficial treatment for the patient. After we take the needles out, we might also use some of these cups on some of the acupuncture points. Excuse me. Now I'm using the gun style and not the fire style, and these will stick on here for about 5 minutes. We use this to further stimulate the points, get the blood circulating, and help take out wind from the joints. After we take these off, you may have a slight bruise, but that bruise usually goes away in 2 to 3 days, and that is quite normal. And in Chinese medicine, they say the more purple the bruise is, the more wind and dampness we need to get out of the body. If Nathan had a cold type of shoulder pain or lots of dampness in the joints, we might use Moxibustion, the incense stick that we would light on fire, and we would possibly attach it to the head of the needle, or possibly just hold it near to the needle and use a spiral motion. We can also run along the meridians to help unclog them, and this will work to warm the meridians and promote circulation. Of course, today I have not lit this on fire, but I'm just using it for demonstration purposes only. We might also attach a little electricity to the head of the needle and send a very small frequency into the body. And at the end of the session, we would take an ear seed, 2 or 3 possibly in each ear, and we would stick it on the point where his body is out of balance. These are so sticky. Okay. Excuse me, I can't get this. Okay, so we would take this point and we would stick it on the ear. This is where the shoulder is located. And he can press on this in between treatments to stimulate the healing of his shoulders. We might also put it on the spleen or a point for heat, and this will help him in between sessions to work 24 hours a day to help him repair. So then we would take out the needles, and when we take the needles out, we throw them away, we never use them again, and we hold a little bit to keep the qi in the body. So that concludes our acupuncture demonstration for today. Thank you, Nathan, for being our model.
Thank you.
And if you have any questions, you can call us at 808-221-9814. Next time, we will be having a guest speaker come in and talk a little bit about exercise and posture and how it affects your health. Mahalo for tuning in today, and until next time, aloha.